Good morning, welcome to a new vlog, video, whatever you want to call it. And today I am going to do some garden cleaning, preparing the beds for the autumn, for a new planting season. And yeah, pretty much see what we have here, because I haven't been here for like all summer. I feel like I haven't done any work in the garden like all summer, which is true. The last things that we planted some things in June, I think that was the last, and since then just coming to pick up whatever we need something to eat, and now it's kind of cooling down, even though it's still pretty hot. We have some rainy days promised. So it's kind of time to get back into it. It's a bit overgrown as well, with a lot of weeds. A lot of things are already finished, need to be removed. Needs a big cleanup, weeding, and then see what else we can do. But we already have started that yesterday. We had been to the market yesterday, and we bought some new seedlings for the new planting season already. And I will show you what we did yesterday, what we have already planted, and let's see what I'm going to do today. So this is the state of our garden right now. It's pretty messy. I cleaned up a lot of things from here. There were lots of melons here. There's still some growing. And then we saw in the previous video I did harvest sweet potatoes from here and already planted some things yesterday. There's few Chinese cabbages or Chinese lettuce. No, I don't know. And we have some coriander, we have celery. This is something first time planting. And over here we have not done anything. This needs to be cleaned up quite a lot. There's a lot of old cucumbers that can come out. There's still courgettes producing, so we will leave those. Need to clean in between the beds. Here we also cleaned up. There is lots of melons all of this row. Now I planted already some cabbages in here. One row. There's still tomatoes, but they're still growing. Just need to pick them up a bit because they all fell off from my system of holding them. On this side we have planted lots of cabbages as well. There were sweet potatoes here in summer. And here needs to be cleaned up as well a bit. Old tomatoes. They're still producing, but a lot of them need to be cut off. This is all a big mess, overgrown. And on this side we have planted some more cabbages, which is like, what are we gonna do without all the cabbages? But we planted here. We had some sweet potatoes here as well. And that's it. That's our veggie garden. We are no longer really planting anything in the food forest, only perennial things. So this is our main focus right now. Don't really know where to start now, but I think I'm just going to go through each. I think I'm gonna go through each bed separately, try to clean up everything as much as I can, and then just see how much space we have for new things. And then another thing I want to do is preparation for autumn, is some flower beds that I wanted to kind of prepare for a new season. So I have these two boxes for flowers. Last year we also had some coriander and stuff growing in there, and right now they have these flowers here, which are really nice, but apparently they're so invasive that it's better to not allow them to overgrow around here, it will seed everywhere. And I think it's time to remove them. And I already have a few pots ready to be planted, and I even have few wild strawberries here, but I don't think I'm going to plant them out here, and probably I'll plant them out in the food forest. So I'm going to start over here. What we have here is a huge tomato plant, which we actually didn't plant, it's self-planted, and we just left it here because, you know, why not? But there's just something with the self-planted tomatoes that they are just not as good. They don't taste as good, but they do create so much fruit, so much more than any other that we have planted. And it's just the case for every self-planted tomato that we have. I just don't understand it, but it is also just so overgrowing, and I think I'm just gonna cut quite a lot of it out, otherwise it has taken over all of this bed. We don't eat all of those tomatoes, and with that many tomatoes, they're all gonna fall on the ground and they're going to seed here again. Found this pumpkin, but it wasn't attached to anything anymore, so I had to pick it. I don't know if that's going to be good enough because it's completely green on the other side, but it didn't seem to have any, he wasn't even growing anymore. Let's give some lettuce to the chickens. They will get very excited. Look at them waiting. Oi, 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 oi. Misses. They love it. Now I have cleaned up this bed and this one here as well. I need to lift the tomatoes and hang them somehow because they're all falling off. cleaned it up a bit. Maybe it doesn't look much different, but I did clean out quite a lot. 2 big buckets like this. Like, these beds look still kind of messy, but it's just leaves, so I don't mind if those stay. There's some mulch here, so I just picked up some weeds and plants that were finished already. So now that's cleaned up, we have lots more space now. I need to plant in my lettuces. I still have a bag of lettuces that we forgot completely to plant yesterday. We thought we had finished everything, we already was late, we had to eat dinner, and we realized there's still a bag of lettuces that we haven't planted. So I need to plant those, and then I can move on to my flower beds. Here are the lettuces that I got from the market yesterday, and I need to plant them out, so let's go. In this bag here I'm using some of our own compost from last year. It's really good, all very nicely decomposed, and only problem with it is that it is full of seeds still, even though it looks like very well composted. But I used some of it in the front beds to plant some flowers a few months ago, and now we have a watermelon growing there. And it looks like a very healthy, good plant, so I'm leaving it there. But yeah, it has some seeds still inside that don't compost it. So mostly like watermelons or melons or something like that, or tomatoes. Isn't it silly that I'm preparing the garden for autumn when it's absolutely boiling outside still? Like, I don't see it changing anytime soon. Transplanted already a while ago, but hope they've survived this. Planted here, and this is another. And I'm done. I feel like this is super early to prepare for autumn, even though it's September. For us here it's still nice and hot, but if I'm following the plants and just seeing of how they are growing when they're finishing, then a lot of things were already finished and needed to be picked off and cleaned, and just being led by that, I felt like it's really time to do a bit of preparation to start like the autumn winter season, even if it's still the summer is not over yet here. And also just by these flowers, I planted them end of June from seed, and that's my thought was that I'm going to plant them out here when it's already a bit cooled down, and I really didn't think that they would start flowering this early. So, and they already have been like this for a while. But I didn't have the opportunity really to plant them because it's just been so hot all the time. It hasn't even been raining ever since June. So I'm going to finish my video here. Thank you for watching. Bye.